Okay, we're ready.
Okay, thank you, Sky. May I have a motion, please, to come out of executive session?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Mr. Secretary, would you call for a vote, please?
Yes. Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
It's at the point.
George Carter P. Yes. Cynthia Butler,
Yes. Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Thank you, Council. Motion carries. I don't know if am I the only one that's getting feedback or echoes? It might be just my machine here, but I'm getting some audio difficulties.
I'm getting that too, President.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All of you.
If someone, maybe if you're not speaking, turn your turn on your mute button. Yeah, it's a lot better now. Okay, I would like to let the record reflect that during our executive session, the council had two items that we discussed, and I'll try to break them down to the best that I can to give a summary of what we talked about. The first item was discussion and/or action on personnel matter or personnel position. And I just wanted to say on that the council is deeply interested in strengthening our communications department, making it, as Councilwoman Kimball said, a stand-up department by bringing in some additional expertise and meet some immediate communication concerns that this council has had for a long time, wanting to improve our communications, and especially during this pandemic. And so we're going to be moving to bring in, I'm not exactly what the position would be entitled, but something in the nature of a communications manager that can bring some added expertise and broaden the scope of what we currently have there. And we'll be working promptly to do that. The second item is we had a discussion and/or action on COVID updates, and we had a very wide-ranging discussion. We talked about premium pay issue, needing certain updates and revisions. We have a game plan in place to do that. Secondly, we have the council has decided that we want to close the fitness center temporarily during this surge in the pandemic, and I will shortly be looking for a motion to that effect that the council can act on. Thirdly, we looked at the needs of the COVID-related needs of our Turk and WEC personnel, and we've determined that we want to try to do what we can for them with respect to administrative leave and other COVID-related assistance, in the same way that we're helping our tribal employees. And that's going to be done through the executive office and the HR. Another COVID issue that we talked about was looking again at the Turk committee. And we've asked our executive director to revise that committee somewhat, reorganize it a little bit, so that it is more in line of other Pawnee Nation committees that drill down into certain areas and keep minutes of their meetings and provide this body, the Business Council, with solid recommendations concerning our vital tribal interests that we can depend on to make decisions here for the best interest of the nation. And so Brian is going to be working on that issue. He's also going to be working with HR to tighten up some administrative leave abuses by employees who are being sent home for COVID-related reasons on or put on administrative leave and not staying in quarantine. And so that's going to be addressed by some policy changes there or strengthening policy in that area. And then finally, we talked about a vaccination mandate for the Pawnee Nation. The federal government has moved to a vaccination mandate. We had a very wide-ranging discussion about that for the Pawnee Nation to fall into line with that at this stage of the pandemic, after having begged and pleaded and with our employees to get vaccinated, provided incentives over a lengthy period as to whether or not it would behoove the nation at this point to impose a vaccination mandate. We opted not to do so at the current time, but we do have the legal authority to do so, and we will do so if this council down the road deems it in the best interests of the nation. But at the current time, I have decided not to take action on that issue at this time. So that basically was what was discussed in the executive session. It was a lengthy discussion. And with that, I think this brings us towards the close of our meeting. And it's time to set the next meeting date for the Business Council. Yes, sir.
We wanted to take action on the fitness center.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, that's true. So, Council, I would like to ask for a motion then to close the fitness center temporarily during the surge in the pandemic. Probably, I think we discussed for a 2-week period. We realized that on the one hand, this is a COVID-related facility that is in place to provide for the physical and mental well-being of its users, to help them ward off this disease. But during this acute surge and spike, that it's probably in the best public health interest to close it temporarily, to allow this dangerous period to pass so that it can reopen more safely for the users. So if I may, I'll ask for a motion at this time on that issue.
All right, I would move that we close the gym for 2 weeks.
Thank you. We do have a motion. Is there a second, please?
I'll second. This is Cynthia.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Thank you, Cynthia, for your second. Any further discussion on this motion? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, would you please call for a vote?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to mention that 2 of our council members were excused during executive.
As well as the Attorney General.
So
Yes, that's true.
I won't be calling.
Thank you for that.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardner, yes. Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Tammy Kimball.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you as well. I will note that we have had no known cases of COVID positive emanating from the fitness center. But we're acting simply out of an abundance of caution at this point. Boy, I'm really getting an echo tonight at this point. What is the council's desire as to the next meeting date? We've met twice, I believe, this month. Is 3 times the charm, or do you want to, or are we able to look into February at this point?
Did we want to take action on the admin leave for the Taro and wax workers officially? I know we were leaving it in the hands of Brian and Shelby for the premium pay issues, but I thought we were going to take action on the admin leave.
Is that warranted, or were we going to need to get some sort of a proposal put together that could conceivably be post dated, or what is the wishes? I guess I'll just put it that way of this body,
I think
or recommendations.
I think a proposal to the COVID committee would be appropriate. And they meet next week. So
Yeah, they're meeting on the 20th.
Yes, so then if that's the case, if Brian, if you could put that on the agenda for the COVID committee to address, is that acceptable, council?
Yeah, that's fine. Also, too, President, I don't know as far as time sensitive with title insurance, if we wanted to address that within the month as well.
Oh, yes. Now, what did, please refresh me on that. What did we decide on water's title insurance? We were going to put that to the Carol's COVID committee to take care of that. And hopefully she'll touch bases with property along the way. And so that we'll be able to act on that soon. So that would be a reason to meet somewhat. If we need to approve it, it's an $800 expenditure, I think. And I would think if we, they're meeting on the 20th, was that the, COVID committee on the 20th. Anytime after the 20th, folks, and I think it would be timely, even if we did it in early February, it would still be timely on that. But
do we not have a quarterly meeting on February 5th? I think so.
these darn quarterly meetings, they keep popping up. It just seemed like we had one yesterday. I don't know. Cynthia,
I believe so, for the fourth quarter of 2021. I think it's February.
Yes.
5th.
in that case,
Yeah, it's February. Constitutionally, we do have it February.
well, I think that would that suffice then for our next meeting?
I would like to meet outside of the quarterly because they're so long anyways. And I wouldn't want to do new business, any kind of new business on the quarterly meetings.
That's a good idea.
Could we do the 3rd of February then?
Good here. Does that not work for anyone? Dr. Evans, you're the busy one. And also Vice President, you have 4 or 5 jobs, I understand.
That works for me.
It's good for me.
I'm available after 5:30 or better for 6 o'clock, so I don't have to drive from Stillwater to rush here.
Let's do 6. How would 6 work?
Yes.
I'll remember this time.
What date?
February 3 at 6 p.m.
Okay.
All right, then. That's the way we'll do her. And so that brings us to an adjourn. And clock on the wall says it's time to go. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
I think everybody's.
Okay, so we have a motion. Was it Dr. Evans that seconded?
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll go down.
Okay. So with that, call for the vote, please.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardner, P.S. Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Tammy Kimball.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. We are dismissed with my thanks to Brian, Sky, and Shelby, and Attorney General, and each and every one of you. Enjoy your evening. The time is 10:41 p.m.
Thank you. Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Yep. Good night.